Stuffed animals of the world, it is I for Blingo to welcome you to a special edition of Stuffed Animal Magic Shop in memoriam to Prince John of Animalville. I'd like to introduce you to our host tonight. It is David Dave.
Oh, hi, welcome. David Dave here. You've probably seen me on other episodes of Stuffed Animal Magic Shop. So I gotta break the news if you haven't heard already. Prince John of Animalville, left his body on, August 21st, 2023. Yep, we sure are gonna miss him. He had a series of strokes over the past year or so, and was really having a hard time with his body being all broken up. Prince John was a human, I should say. He was in a human body, not a stuffed animal like us. But he was really essential to our whole world that we live in as animals. So we wanted to do a special to him tonight. He's also the brother of our camera person here, Princess Melanie of Animalville. You might say, well, princess, don't you mean a sister? No, I mean brother. They always identified as each other's brothers. I think because there's this thing on Sesame Street, this song that said, Nos quedamos, we are brothers. And they thought that song was cool, so they always said that to each other. And also, Princess Melanie often had like a bowl haircut and kind of looked like a little boy, and her brother called her Mel. So often people would say, oh, what's your little brother's name? And Princess Melanie would not correct him. She'd just say, Mel, or whatever. So anyway, that's why they're indeed brothers. But yeah, so it was our camera person's brother, Prince John, and he was actually one of the founders of Animalville. That's the town that all us animals live in. So Animalville wouldn't exist without Prince John. He was essential in founding the town and creating the town. So we wanted to do a little shout out in honor of him tonight because we're really going to miss him. And, none of us would live in this town and know each other really if it weren't for Prince John. So we're going to tell you a little bit about that. I'm going to hand it back to Blingo now. He's going to just tell you a little bit of the history of Animalville here and some of our first citizen residents.
So Animalville began in Douglas, Arizona in the early 80s. Let's see, probably about, probably about 81, 82, something like that, when Princess Melanie was just a little wee girl, about 5 or 6, and there's only just a few residents of Animalville at that time in the greenhouse. That's the original Animalville. In the greenhouse, Animalville, it's known. And the original citizens there are Bert and Ernie, that you'll meet later, and Huggy Bear, that you'll also meet later tonight. And now for Blingo here, I'm a later resident. I came in way much later times, but I've ever since I got settled in Animalville, I have heard all about this Prince John and about the lore of the original Animalville. So Prince John and Princess Melanie founded Animalville in the greenhouse Animalville with just a few animals, and Bert and Ernie are going to tell you more about that. Alright, Bert and Ernie, will you guys come on here? Hang on.
Oh, hi. Bert here. Bert is here. Do not fear. Bert is here.
Oh, yeah, Ernie's here. Ernie's also here.
So Prince John really meant a lot to us. Like, as Blingo mentioned, he really did, found the town, because this was in the before times.
Oh, yeah, the before times.
Maybe you've seen Blingo explain that. This was before we knew the spell that Blingo figured out that would make us be able to maneuver ourselves on our own. And just make it look like somebody was maneuvering us. We animals actually had to have somebody maneuver us.
Oh, yeah, it's kind of embarrassing.
So now, we might do a spell to just make it look like a human hand is holding on to us, just so we don't, freak out squares. But in the before times, back when Prince John and Princess Melanie founded the town, we had to, have somebody maneuver us, and Prince John maneuvered me a lot.
Oh, yeah, he sure did.